Are you buying, selling, or holding Wisconsin?
I am going to buy in Wisconsin. You're probably tired of hearing this. I'm a big Demetric Trice fan. I
love him too.
I love him off of the ball screen and creating, and I feel like they put him in a great position. They put him in a great position to do that for their team. And then not to mention, they do a great job. But when he can't find anything to get the ball in the Potter, get the ball in. It's not a race. Get the ball in the Potter, get the ball in the Reavers, and they quarterback it from the post as well. Most of their offense. I just like the way that they play. They have a system. They stick to it, and they're big. They rebound. They're tough as hell. It's like a very difficult mismatch, especially with two centers out there at the same time. Like it's just tough. It's tough to guard and to rebound against.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you on Demetric Trice. That dude's got huge Sam Cassell's. Makes big shots, takes big shots.
That's a hell of a comparison too. That's a good call.
Yeah, like he's I don't know if there's 10 players in the country that you want with the ball in his hands with like 10 seconds left on the clock more than Demetric Trice. Like he wants those shots, he takes those shots, he makes those shots. So got to credit for him for that. I am buying Wisconsin in the Big Ten. I'm selling Wisconsin. I'm selling Wisconsin nationally, and the reason I say that is because everybody in the Big Ten plays like it's 1985 still for the most part, right? Like all these teams have big guys. All these teams have post players, whether it's Kofi Coburn or Luka Garza or whoever, or Miles Johnson with Rutgers. Like everybody's got a big guy, right? So Wisconsin's able to match up with that. The problem is, when you're Wisconsin and you go up against like a Baylor, right? And Baylor goes with their lineup where they have Mark Vital at the 5 and Matthew Meyer at the 4. How are you guarding that? Because you can't have Nate Reavers and Micah Potter on the floor together because one of them is going to get played off the floor. And if you take one of them off the floor, then you have like one of your 3 best players sitting, which to me is a problem. You want your 5 best players on the floor as much as possible. You go up against Gonzaga, one of those guys has to chase Corey Kispert around at the 4. Like that's tough.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
So I'm buying Wisconsin in the Big Ten. I'm selling Wisconsin from a national perspective. But I mean, they're awesome, dude. Like it's Wisconsin. Like they're just a really, really good team.
Very good team.
All right, Texas coming off the loss to Texas Tech. I believe that was the last time that we saw them play. They were up by double digits in the first half. They ended up blowing the lead. And Mac McClung, who, by the way, was on the Demetrius and the Splash Fanta podcast on the Field of 68 Media Network just today. Which, by the way, like, Day, you're going to want to listen to this. It was Mac McClung is a character.
No, to say the least. Yeah, I've seen a ton of his stuff online. He's
all right. So I lied. They actually played on.
They played against Kansas State, right?
Yeah, they beat Kansas State. They beat their brains. And Kamaka Hepa came off the bench and had 15 points, hit 5 threes. Like he didn't really play all year. Shaka said this was going to be like his de facto redshirt year. He came out, hit first start, 15 points, 5 threes. Shout out to Kamaka Hepa. Like he legit might want to be one of my favorite players in the country. He is the craziest dude on the bench. I was texting with Shaka the other day, and I sent him like this video of Kamaka after a dunk, like sprinting. You know how they have like the 3 rows of seats on the bench? Yeah. And it's Kamaka sprinting from the back row after a dunk all the way to under the basket, flexing like in front of his teammates and then sprinting back. And I sent it to Shaka. I said, Shaka, how much do you love this guy? He said, the best spear I've ever seen in a player.
Hey man,
like so. I
think that's a hell of a cosign from anybody's coach.
Yeah. So like you got this dude who is like the walk-on deluxe celebrating like that, who comes out and starts and hits 5 threes.
Threes, exactly. I know he was hyped.
With the man bun? He's got the man bun. I fucking love Kamaka Hepa.
Oh, man.
Plus, do you know his backstory?
Please.
He's from Barrow, Alaska. He is the first he's trying to be the first Inuit, which is you're not supposed to say Eskimo, it's a bad word, but he's an Inuit, and he is trying to be the first one to ever make the NBA. I don't know if it's going to happen, but there's been like 4 Native Alaskans before him. And I'm not talking about people from Alaska. I'm talking about like Native American from Alaska. And Barrow is the northernmost town in the United States. He grew up in the Arctic Circle.
How the hell did he find a hoop?
Like the Bears got a good basketball team. Like it's crazy, dude. Like they had to take private flights to like Anchorage to play games during the season. They'll fly down and they'll play like 5 games in 5 days, and they'll fly back up to Barrow. Then they'll fly down again. Like summertime for them is like 30 degrees and snowy. Like the dude's got an unbelievable story. I wrote something about him a while back.
They found him in Texas.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking about, like we should definitely bring him on the podcast because I want to. You'll love this kid, Day. You'll love.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Anyway, Kamaka, Texas. Are you buying?
Sorry. Are you buying?
He's down. Maybe I got to.
Yeah, it's got you. The second one's got you already.
Yeah, there you go. So what do you got? Are you buying or selling Texas?
I am. I'm gonna have to buy on Texas. At the end of the day, when you have these individuals in this team that with that size, that athleticism, who can make jump shots, who can put the ball on the floor, they can just do so much that when they have bad games like they had like before the Kansas State game, like it just lets you know like the mistakes they have are highlighted, the bad shooting nights or turn the ball over. But these other games, they're hard to match up with. There are mismatch problems all around the court. Like, and whether the guards are just unguardable, you can't help off of certain guys. Andrew Jones, you're not going to beat him on the glass. Like, they're going to protect the rim, and they can get in the lanes because of that athleticism, and because they know they have that protection behind them. It's no big deal for them to, take chances. It makes them that much more of a dangerous team. And I mean, they have a great coach on the sidelines who's seen every part of the NCAAs. I mean, like I don't know how I couldn't buy Texas personally. They just have everything that you would want on your team. It's just a matter of the inconsistency from time to time in certain parts of the game, whether it be a first half. They probably had 3 games where they put a full game together, and every other game is like a first half, bad second half, bad first half, okay second. Like they haven't put a full game together many times this season, which is why
I'm holding on them. That's only because I've thought that they were a top 8 team in the country for like a month. So like if I'm buying on them, then I feel like I'm saying that they're in the same tier as Gonzaga and Baylor.
When I say I'm buying on them, I literally think that a team like this could possibly beat a Gonzaga.
Yeah, no, I think they could too, which is why I'm saying I think they're a top 5 to 8 team in the country. Like so that doesn't even matter. We both love them. I think the bottom line is we both love them.